Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, post lunch, and we all are with Jugaad. Okay, so that we all remain more excited and all. Before I invite the next panel, I'll invite two volunteers, maybe Mr. Suresh Mohta and Raman Agarwal ji. Why don't you come? Just stand up. And we will need each and everyone sitting in this hall support. Let's have a role play. Mr. Raman Agarwal he's from Lucknow and he looks like a client, so we will make him a client. And Mr. Mohta, working for 25 years as an insurance and a mutual fund advisor. So let's make him an advisor. So I'll request you to just shake hand and meet your client. Okay. Now I'll request Mr. Mohta to do a little bit of exercise and request all of you to just clap for him. Mr. Mohta, you will have to do a little bit of jogging. Why don't you jog? And everybody please clap. Clap aloud. Little more. Little more harder. Little more harder. Little more harder. Okay, that's it. Great. I think one good thing which has happened before because of this clap, even if something like drowsiness or something was there, that has gone away. And now I will request Mr. Mohta to again shake hand with him. Did you see any difference? I think everybody saw that difference. And let's give them a big applaud because they have shown us how energy change can actually bring changes. Thank you, Mr. Mohta, and thank you, Mr. Raman Agarwal. This is all about energy. This is all about enthusiasm. And that's what we have in our next panel. So we are happy to invite the speakers who will be sharing this energy, the Jugaad, and all whatever is there for all of us in their store. I'll invite, first of all, let me invite Mr. Amit Trivedi, who is mentor, Next Advisor Group, to moderate the event. We have Mr. Shiney, Sebastian from Ernakulam, Kerala. Shiney. Welcome, ma'am. We have Mr. Pramod Bhutani from Delhi. And last but not the least, we have Mr. Alagappan, individual or independent financial advisor from Chennai. Okay. Now, many of you know them, many of you don't know them, but let me share a few things about, a lot of things are not written. Mr. Bhutani is one of the top performers with Next Advisors platform, doing over 100 transactions in a month, so that needs a big applaud. And he's an example for all of us that what we all can do. Shiney, she is from Kerala, a banker, from banking background earlier and doing an excellent business, and we will hear it from her only, the way she is doing it. And Alagappan, his story is like, he will not go home until and unless he sells mutual fund SIPs, 5 numbers on a single day. We have heard this story only in insurance sectors, but like, I think sometime it is throughout the night, you are out, and maybe next day when you sell your 5th SIP, then only you go home. So we will hear it all, and Amit, all over you.
Thanks, Kanak. I think what it did was an immense job to get the energy levels back. Because typically in the post-lunch session, the first thing that goes down, even before the food goes down, is energy. So thanks, Kanak, for that. And let me welcome all the panelists out here. Kanak introduced all 3 of them. I'll just add a couple of words here. Mr. Bhutani, I met him for the first time today. But Shiney and I have worked together when we used to work in Franklin Templeton. So it's my pleasure to have Shiney here on the panel with me. And Mr. Alagappan's story is very interesting. I think 5 or 6 years back when I'd been to Chennai, Mr. Ramesh Bhatt introduced me to a man as Mr. SIP King. And all of you know why he used that word. And sir, thanks. I think even today, whenever I meet Mr. Alagappan in any forum, uh, this SIP story keeps coming time and again. So let's start this session. And for this session, I was just doing a little bit of research. And there is a book called Jugaad Innovation. On the cover page of the book, they have defined Jugaad. It says, think frugal, be flexible, and generate breakthrough growth. Now, that's critical. So the first thing is think frugal. And Jugaad comes in when there is a resource crunch. And all of us know that these are IFAs who do not have the resources of an organization or an institution, and they have, in last 6 years or 7 years, seen the toughest times like all of us, and they have seen breakthrough growth. So let's hear their story, each one of them, and I'll start with the senior most person because he probably came in the first in the industry as an IFA, Mr. Alagappan. Why did you decide to come in to financial advisory business?
Hello. Yeah, I have what I have seen here in this industry is people always sell SIP as a short-term product, and when these people invest in any other forum like in other things such as insurance, RD or whatever it is, they couldn't stop it in between other than the bank RDs. Here I found out that whether you want to invest even for a shorter period, in case they specify and tell us they can withdraw the money any day. These were the plus points which I had seen, and I personally feel equity is done really for a long term, but right now the customers are all happy in continuing the SIPs. I think most of my customers are still running with entry loads. Now we are all telling there is no entry load. Most of my customers, almost 500, 600 SIP is still running with the load. Whether it is Templeton or Reliance, everybody are still running. Only thing is I've told them don't see the returns for the next 5 years. And when I wanted urgent money, personally when I was in my IT industry, I had withdrawn the money. I said I wanted to stop my future investments, everything this industry allowed. Wherein the other industries never allowed. Sir, you please continue it for next 5 years. Then only you can start withdrawing, or these kind of things happened. So that is the thing, but then once I started tasting the blood, each and every script, whatever I sell, any scheme, I am the first investor. Once I am happy, then only I give it to them. And many of my customers are still happy just because that, okay, he is also still investing. Almost I have around 80 to 90 folios in whatever schemes I sell. And this is the thing, I am very still happy in doing only MF business.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Now, as Kanak introduced you don't go home till you collected 5 SIPs in a day. When was the first time that this kind of an idea came to your mind that you need to set a goal on a daily basis?
After I lost my job in IT industry, I didn't have regular income first for myself. This is my actual story. Then when I started thinking, why don't I take this profession as full time, I saw most of my friends, fellow friends were interested in selling only huge money. They wanted to buy overnight a CLO car then. They didn't want to see, they never saw that I need the funds regularly. So I took up this thing, and when I saw that time, none were interested to run for SIPs. So I thought there is no competition.
Wow,
and
wonderful.
Whether it is 40 kilometers one way or 60 kilometers one way, I was the still person who was willing to travel any part of Chennai and do it. And these people are still, even after having left Chennai, or even in those persons who was continuing the SIPs, they are now in Mumbai, they are selling, please come here, we'll increase it. This is what we tell, only long term can do better. They are still happy there.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Now, because Shiney and I were working together, and after that she had decided to quit the job and becoming an IFA, so I'm not going to ask her why she became an IFA. I'll straight away move on to Mr. Bhutani. Why did you decide to come into this business?
Hi. I started my career in 2006, and I joined with LIC in 1997. So मुझे लगा कि एक लॉन्ग टर्म रेवेन्यू के लिए एक अच्छा मॉडल है। अगर मैं कोई भी बिजनेस ज्वाइन करता हूँ, कोई भी एक शॉप रन करता हूँ, तो मुझे इस सुबह कमाना है और शाम को खाना है। ऐसा कुछ नहीं है मेरे पास जो लॉन्ग टर्म इनकम आएगी, सिर्फ एक्सेप्ट LIC मेरे पास एक अच्छी ऑप्शन थी। सेकंड ऑप्शन मुझे लगा कि म्यूचुअल फंड एक ऐसा प्रोडक्ट है, एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म है जहाँ पर मुझे एक लॉन्ग टर्म ट्रेल कमीशन आती है, और जहाँ पर मुझे अगर मैं SIP के थ्रू अगर मैं बिजनेस करता हूँ, देन आई विल गेट मोर ट्रेल एंड मोर अपफ्रंट कमीशन। सर अभी बता रहे थे कि उनकी ऑलरेडी कुछ काफ़ी SIPs हैं जो उनकी 2.25% एंटी लोड के साथ चल रही हैं। मेरी भी कुछ SIP है, आई एम एंजॉइंग द अपफ्रंट कमीशन नाउ। एक लॉन्ग टर्म अगर बिजनेस की बात करूं तो म्यूचुअल फंड से अच्छा मेरे को कोई अच्छा बिजनेस नजर नहीं आया। इवन मैं LIC का भी एक अगर बात करूं कि आप जीवन सरल की पॉलिसी नॉर्मली बेचते हैं हम लोग LIC के अंदर, या जीवन आनंद बेचते हैं। अगर मैं 15 साल की जीवन सरल या जीवन आनंद बेचता हूं तो मुझे उतनी कमीशन नहीं मिलती 15 साल में जितनी कि मैं 2000 रुपए की SIP के साथ अपनी कमीशन अर्न कर लेता हूं। तो मुझे लगता नहीं कि म्यूचुअल फंड से अच्छा प्रोफेशन लॉन्ग टर्म ट्रेल कमीशन के लिए कोई और हो सकता है।
Oh, sure. So there's a short video going to be played over here.
Hi friends, online platform was in my dreams when I joined this industry in year 2001, and it had became true when I joined Next Advisors. This platform is very attractive and convenient to next generation and corporate employees. This platform reduced the cost of transactions to me and make client handling easy. SIP model is very attractive model, and my favorite model also on this platform, where the investor has convenience to start or close the SIP with the more flexibility. I'm very thankful to Mr. Atul Khanna and his team for the valuable support at all times. Some changes would be more appreciated to get the more business on part of that process. Thank you and good wishes to all of you.
Shiney, now we'll come on the subject of Jugaad. And Kerala traditionally has been very strong in real estate and gold. And last time when I went to Kochi, out of every 10 hoardings, 6 were of real estate and the other 7 were belong to gold. Yeah. In that kind of a scenario, how could you build such a large book of mutual fund?
The nice thing about, can you hear me? Yeah, like he said, Kerala is basically a very strong real estate and a gold market. And I keep telling the women, don't you have enough gold already? You know? And usually when I do business with a family, we try and figure out the goals. And somewhere try and show them that there is a dissonance between their real life goals and holding assets like real estate and gold. First thing is there's absolutely no liquidity. You can't get it out in time when you need it, right? So we have got back to clients, and at the heart of it all is what does the client need? If you look at most people, they have a lot of aspirations. What we try and do is through a very rigorous questioning process, try and get to the heart of what does the client really want for himself, right? And when you look at what he really wants, none of these can be really met with real estate and gold. Real estate and gold probably, appeal to the exhibitionist side of somebody, where you're showing off what you have. But that is today. The assets that we're working with help them work towards the future. You're looking at something that you're building towards very critical goals like education for children, putting children on their feet, retirement plans, holidays, the whole thing. And I find mutual funds as an option that you can actually address all of these goals, which seriously real estate and gold can't.
Yeah. And coming back to one point that you mentioned, you tell women whether they have sufficient gold or not. And I believe that you've done a lot of work in that area of women and investing. So just tell everybody about that, and then we'll come back to how that part has helped you grow your business.
We got into the area of women and investing personally because while at the bank, while I was working for the bank, we had a merchant naval officer die while he was on ship, right? He was sailing, and There was absolutely no nomination done, no second holding done, and we realized that his wife was a totally lost person. She didn't know, what was happening. When he died on the ship, this gentleman had close to 1 crore in assets with the bank, and she couldn't get him a decent funeral because there was no nomination in place. She had no idea. She had to go around begging to get the funeral done. Personally, I believe that when I'm talking about women, it's not like women per se, it's just women as part of a holistic family. One of the reasons when we discuss money with people, it's all about goals. And for anybody, it's not personal goals. It works out with family. It works out with, planning for the wife, the children. And one of the reasons I thought getting women into the act was a simple case is if I look around in the room here, I can barely see a handful. I think the whole business of money is managed by men. But the reality is that handling money needs a lot of time, which frankly I think men don't have. I keep talking about a secret dream, saying while we have the man as the CEO of the family, you should make the woman the CFO of every family. And the reason this can work is simply this, that there is so much to do, so much to plan. Where does the man have the time? If you look at all of us in the room, most men are out on the road. They're planning for the family all right, but getting things done, the wife at home gets done. So there's a lot of instructions on the phone saying, send son off to school, do a lot of things. I think it's all about planning at the end of the day. What you try to do is when we get a family on board, we get the wife in. A lot of the questions that we want to ask, frankly, the man doesn't have the patience. He gets the wife in, so we sit down and ask all the questions that we want to.